So I'm filming on my phone today, and I'm aware the quality is different. I'm aware the light is different, but I really wanted to try this to see if it's better than the camera. And if you don't like it, please let me know. And let's talk about some blushing. Let's talk about some bronzers, contour powders, blushes, highlighters, and my voice is leaving me. So let's start this before I have no voice. Just like any other product, the blushes, bronzers and highlighters are not just one type. You have the cream products, you have the liquid ones, and you have the powder ones. Again, you can have an individual product, like an individual blush, or you can have a palette. So I'm gonna start with the individual product, and I'm gonna start with the powder ones. First, I think you probably already know, the Hoola bronzer. The Hoola bronzer is this thing right here. I have the small version, but trust me, I had it for a long time now, and there's still product in there. I didn't even hit the pan, and trust me, I've been using it for a long time. This is more like a neutral color, hope you can see it. It's not too warm, it's not too cool tone. I think it's right in the middle. It goes a bit more to the warm side, but for me, this can be used as a bronzer and contour as well. This is another mini product. This is from Fenty Beauty, the bronzer Sun Stalker in shade Caramel Cutie. You probably think this is a bit too dark for my skin, but if you apply it lightly, I promise you it's gonna be fine. And to be honest, this and this is the color. Again, something neutral. Then I have what I've been using for contour for years now, is the Catrice Prime and Fine palette. I know I said I was going to talk about individuals, but that's what I'm using and I really wanted to show you, so just ignore the highlighter. I don't think I've ever used the highlighter. This is the Cool Tone product. This shade is the best shade for me to contour because it's a cool tone one, and my contour looks more to the natural side if I use this. And yeah, then I have my most used blush, again Wet n Wild, Color Icon in shade Mellow Wine. Looks like this. Powder blush. I have a problem, I swear I have a problem with blush and brush. And then a highlighter, individual one. This one is by ELF in shade White Gold, and it looks like this. Then for creams and liquids, as I said, I don't have a liquid bronzer, but I have liquid highlighters if you want to see them. This is L'Oreal Glow Mon Amour in shade bet you love my accent there. This shade is Sparkling Love, 01 Sparkling Love. It's more to the gold side. And this is Becca Opal. This is Becca Opal, again a mini size product, but I'm pretty sure you can still find it in a full size. For cream products, I have a Revlon blush that's like this, another Fenty product, but this is more like a highlight product, and I use it for my eyes as well because it's metallic. But I just wanted to show you something that I have and you can find in a bronzing shade or a contour shade, and they're really good because they're really creamy and easy to blend, as you can see. If it was a metallic, I would have used it as my bronzer, but yeah. And then I have a palette, a cream one from Jacka Black. This is the Sculpt and Soften palette, and it looks like this. 2 cream products, you contour or bronze with this one, and then you go in clean with this one, or you highlight, as I did before this video, with a concealer. And then you have palettes, and I wanted to show you because in a palette you can have just a bronzer palette, just a blush palette, just a highlight palette, but I'm going to show you something that has all of them. So This is a Sephora palette, and if you're from the UK, I'm really sorry you can't get it because we don't have Sephora here. But I had this for years. And the bronzer, a blush, and the highlighter. Then I have my first ever palette that I created with Bitonomy, and I'm gonna leave the link in the description if you want to see it. It has some eyeshadows, but you can ignore them. And again, bronzer, blush, highlighter. Oh. And the last palette, and something that I will probably use today, because I think if you have one of these in your kit, you don't need everything I showed you, because this has everything you need for your face. And something similar, because this one I got from Poundland, it's a Max and More Highlight Foundation Contour Blush palette. I did a video for IGTV where I use all Poundland makeup, and I found this one, and I think this is amazing. But I'm not sure if you can find it. If I find it somewhere online, I'm gonna link it down below. But NYX has a contour palette similar to this that is really good, so if you want something like this, go for that one. Or again, you can find something similar at Makeup Revolution. I'm pretty sure every single brand has one. So yeah, this is what I recommend out of everything. If there's one thing I think you should buy, is this one. Now that I have concealer in the middle of my face, and what I did with that was highlighting the center of my face, I'm gonna start contouring. What contouring does is slims your features. So let's say you have a big forehead. If you love it and you want to keep like that, just do it. But let's say you just want to make it look like it's smaller, you apply more contour here. If you have a wider face and you want to make it look slimmer, you can apply more in this area. Let's say for your nose, you know that this is really popular. You have a nose that you want to make it look smaller, you use contour on your nose. So basically that's what you do with contour. You apply shade, and by doing that you just slim your features. First, I'm gonna start with a cream product, just because I want to show you how to do this to extreme. Like literally, I'm gonna show you how the cream ones work and also how the powder ones work. So I'm gonna put it on a blush, and I'm just gonna go straight here. But because I think I have too much on my brush, I'm just gonna do this one. Okay, so now because I want to create some dimension on my face, I'm gonna apply it like this. Then I'm not gonna insist here too much because I don't think I have a wider face and I don't want to hide anything. My forehead is a pretty size, I guess, pretty decent size, but I'm gonna apply it again like this. And for my nose, I'm not gonna go extreme because I don't want to change the shape of my nose, but again with contour you can change the shape. Great. With contour you can change the shape of your face. Basically you can do that with your nose, for example. You can do that with your whole face, but people seem to do that more for their noses. I don't want to change the shape, I just want the look to be cohesive, and that's why I'm gonna apply some bronzing, contour, powder, cream stuff. So I'm just gonna start from my eyebrows down, and then here, and I don't want to apply too much. I'm just gonna take my foundation brush and make sure I blend everything together because I don't want to have lines on my face like I have here on my nose. Again, with a contour you can apply a form of eyeshadow. You can elongate your eyes. Let's see if I can do this, but I need a smaller brush to show you. And with this I'll show you how I'm gonna give my eyes the impression of elongated eyes. Basically I do this by again applying a shadow on my face. literally makeup is just like painting or drawing, and it has the same basis. You apply shadows and highlights. It's all about the light, basically. Okay, so now you can leave everything like this. You might want to set your foundation a bit, or maybe your concealer, because you don't want creasing, or you can go with products, with powder products like bronzer, blush, everything. Me, I will set everything first because I want to talk about some setting powders or face powders in general. So you have the loose powders. They can be translucent or they can have a bit of a color like this one I have here, or like this one I have here, but this is more to the yellow side to brighten your under eyes. Or you can have the pressed powder that looks just like this. For today, I'm gonna use the palette I was talking about, and I'm gonna take the banana powder for under my eyes and the center of my face, where I applied concealer initially, and then I'm gonna go with the bronzer, then a contour powder, then with brush, blush, and highlight. God. Again, if you don't want to apply more product, you can just set your base and you're ready to go. And to do that, my advice is use a translucent powder. Again, a loose one, something like this, but it doesn't have a color. Mine is a bit peachy. I used to have one. I think I used to have a Makeup Forever one that was really good. Again, you have Laura Mercier, but that's more on the pricier side. I've never had a one, but everyone is talking about it, so I'm pretty sure you already know about it. So now I'm just gonna go with some bronzers, and today I'm gonna use the palette I was talking about. I can easily use any of the other bronzers I showed you, but I think having everything in just one palette makes it easier for me. So I'm just gonna go with this one that's more to the warm. You need to be careful because some bronzers can be really orangey and that doesn't give you a nice look. I mean, it depends on your skin tone again. If you have a really warm skin tone anyway, I think an orangey one is gonna look good, especially during the summer. When you have a bit of a tan, I think an orangey one is okay. But I'm just gonna go with like a warm tone one on a brush like this. I think mine is a primer brush. It says tapered blush brush, but I don't use it for blush. And I just go over the cream product and I make sure not to move the cream underneath. I'm just like doing motions like this. So now that my bronzer is on, I can leave it like this, or I can go with even more product and I can use a contour powder. And as I said, I've been using this one for years because it is a cool tone one. Trust me, you don't want to contour with a warm tone bronzer because it doesn't look natural. And again, don't go heavy. What I like about this one is that it's not too pigmented, so when you apply a bit of a product, it looks natural. You don't need to like tap your brush or nothing like that. It is pigmented enough to give you a good contour. But because I said I'm gonna use the same palette, I'm gonna go with the cool tone bronzer in this palette, and I'm gonna take a brush like this that's a bit in an angle, or you can use something like the one that comes with the Hula bronzer. I'll show in a second. This is the small version, something like this. You can find this type of brushes everywhere. This, I can already tell it has a lot of pigment, so I'm just gonna remove some of it. And I just go where I applied the bronzer, but just on the base of it. The reason I do this is because I can see where the shade is created, so I'm gonna go over the same natural shade that the light creates. Now it's time for blush. There's something new that I started doing with the blush and I really want to show you. I think I've seen it on a YouTube video, some makeup artist, like a really famous one actually, but I don't remember his name. So I'm gonna take this shade. Okay, so with a blush, I think you can go be crazy. You can apply more because blush is the first thing to disappear during the day. I just smile and I apply it here on the apple of my cheeks. I go up. Basically, I'm following the bronzer, and what I started doing, I apply it lightly under my eyes, and I think this looks really good. Then I apply it on my nose as well. That's just something I like to do. You don't need to do it, but I just like the way it looks. So again, the apple of my cheeks, then you go up like this, and again I'm going crazy with it just to make sure it shows on the camera. I'm gonna use the highlighter from this palette, which is this one, and trust me, this is really nice and pigmented, on a highlighting brush from Wet n Wild. Yeah, it's Wet n Wild. And highlighter, this is the shimmery product that you use to accentuate some features on your face, where this is where the light hits. So when you turn your face like this, you can see it's here, bit here, maybe under your brows. And again, something us YouTubers and Instagrammers and most of the people do it, they highlight the tip of their noses and here on your upper lip. This again, it's something optional. If you want to do it and you like it, do it. If you don't like it, don't do it. I know like some makeup artists don't agree with this, others do. I think it's your preference. I think it's your face, so do what you want to do. If you like the way it looks, do it. If you don't do it. Just like that. So with this, I just turn my face like this. You can see where the light hits. You can easily feel your cheekbone, and you can apply it there. I just go in circular motions, and I go a bit on the apple of my cheeks because I like the way it looks when I turn my face. I go under my brow, then above my brow, tip of my nose. I don't take more product, I just apply with what's left. I like to apply it here as well, between my brows and the upper lip. Okay, so this is done. My face is done, and I think the next video is gonna be basic eyeshadow look, and I need to think about that one because I think it's gonna be my favorite video to make in this series because I love eyeshadow and I love creating eye looks and playing with color and everything. But till then, make sure you watch the other two videos to understand the base, and I hope this is helpful. I hope I managed to make it shorter than the last two, and I'll see you soon.